Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your first gameplay for the Object 248. This is a rank 4 battle rating 6.3 tank that is the top level reward for the current season of Battle Pass field testing. This is pretty much an IS-2 with a different cannon, a 100mm cannon, rather than the 122 that we see so often. Now that said, this is the base level IS-2 with a new cannon rather than the 1944. As you can see, this is the 1944's armor, this is the regular IS-2 armor, and this is the Object 248. So this is, of course, and unfortunately, the base level IS-2. Interestingly, it weighs about a half ton more than the other IS-2s, so I don't know if that really means much. Probably doesn't insofar as mobility. It might be a marginal thing where it might be the difference of 1 kilometer per hour every now and again, but that's probably about it. Now that said, this has a substantially better reload at 11.1 seconds at worst, and it gets all the way down if you have a fully ace crew to 8.5 seconds. Can you imagine an IS-2 with an 8.5 second reload? And the great benefit to this is that obviously, aside from the quicker follow-up shots, you have the ability to trick people out. So if they see this vehicle, they see it as an IS-2, one, they could think maybe it's an IS-1 because it actually looks kind of similar to the IS-1, but two, if they think that you have a 20+ second reload like most IS-2s, and then they come out to maybe attack you or whatever, you can just blow them away because you can reload substantially faster than the IS-2. Now, insofar as ballistics are concerned, this is pretty similar to it, except of course a smaller shell. So this has 218mm of armor pen at max, whereas the IS-2 for the 471B, for example, has 205. Now, the big difference here, though, is that even though this looks like at face value it's better, if you look at, for example, 30 degrees and 500 meters, which is a pretty popular engagement range, you have 151mm of armor pen with the 100mm cannon, whereas with this, you have 162. And then even at 60 degrees and 2,000 meters, you have 75 with the 122mm, and you have 62 with the 100. So typically, you'll be seeing about 10 to 15 millimeters lower of armor pen throughout the range with the Object 248 as compared to the IS-2, though of course at point blank, and especially with that reload, this is going to far and away be the superior tank compared to the IS-2. Now that being said, let's get into some actual gameplay here. This will not just be testing. I have this to actually use in match, and let's see how we can do with this bad mamma jamma. Now, while this is a total down tier, thankfully, as you can see, that IS-1 there, perfect illustration, it's got the same exact hull as this. And at 5.3 VR, it might be sufficient. But at 6.3 VR, again, not really. So, even though I'm in a total down tier, I don't think it really matters all too much, outside of the fact that my cannon will likely be able to pen more, though I see more light tanks at higher BRs, like 6.0, 6.3, and even 6.7 or so, than I do at this BR, so it's like, in theory, I probably will have about the same amount of kills here as I do there, whether I'm in an up tier, down tier, or something in between. So, it's just a really weird vehicle, whereas a regular IS-2 kind of has that sledgehammer of a cannon that will be able to overpressure people sometimes, you know, can just really annihilate people. I mean, it's like you're throwing a bomb at someone at like 800 meters per second. This is kind of like not throwing a bomb at someone at 800 meters per second. So, let's see about capping the C point. Now, capping is not something you'll be doing much with this. It's just too slow. It's got no turret traverse. It's like I said, this is not a bad vehicle. It's just, thus far. I've been thoroughly underwhelmed, more so than I thought I would be after initially testing it in the testing rounds. And thus far, I kind of think this should be a 6.0 BR vehicle. Again, just on the basis of the fact that its chassis really is not good. The hull is not that good. Okay, we got someone over here. I think someone down there. Thank God we have this much better reload rate. Okay. Okay, didn't pen. Of course. Why would it? This guy's going to kill me. Got no doubt. Wow. And this is where that gun depression comes in. It's just not good. Okay, Ghost Shell. Ghost Shell. That's great. I don't know how I'm alive. This makes absolutely no sense to me. Okay, take out that cannon. It's the only surefire way. I'm not going to die here. Go for the frontal hull. Oh, wow. That's a Panzer 6P. I was not expecting that. That would make sense as to why I wasn't having any success with them. Those things are very good. I actually have a review on that. And I would rather have the Panzer. Oh, there's a tank over there. Looks like a Tiger, maybe. I'd rather be using the Panzer 6P than this. You know, pretty much. Even at 6.3 BR. Well, okay, maybe not, but even still, like I said, the Tiger 2P, 6.3 BR, taking that every single time over this vehicle. And either you increase the BR of the Tiger 2P, and again, if the Tiger 2P is 6.7 and I just kind of missed that, yo, forgive me. I don't really keep up on BRs all too much, but assuming it's the same BR as this, that's totally wacky and makes no sense to me. Okay, we have a Tiger or a Panther or something up there. He's dead. Tiger. Time to swing around, crash into some buildings. But, I mean, in some ways, this almost plays more like an advanced IS-1. I know technically it's an IS-2 modification, but it feels like much more like an IS-1 because the cannon, the reload, all of that. I mean, it looks and feels more like an IS-1, but better compared to the IS-2. So you take that as you will, but then again, the IS-2 is pretty much a variant of the IS-1, at least how it functions in War Thunder. So, is that... I hate these maps so much, but I might be able to come down here and do some flank and spank. Got an enemy right there. Don't have them because I hate this the gun depression angle so much. I'm gonna shoot him in the back of the turret. Hopefully that gets him. Kind of. Have another enemy there, I think. No. Oh no, he's still alive. He's still alive. I'm gonna take him out. The guy's reloading his cannon breach right now, or repairing rather his cannon breach. So I should be able to take this guy out with relative ease. Again, I mean, this is great for these follow-up shots. Like, you're not gonna... If this is the type of gameplay that you have and you love the IS-2, you are an IS-2 fan, this is what it's all about right here. What I am doing, you cannot do this with a regular IS-2. With these fast follow-up shots, with the... with all these great things going on. Like, it's just not how the IS-2 functions. But, again... This is a regular chassis, more or less, of an IS-2. I really wish these people were not throwing out smoke, but it is what it is. Okay, at least I got the track. So not too bad. You know, I've got 4 kills, 2 assists, 1 cap, and a death. Not a bad match at all. You know, this is pretty much what I expected from this vehicle. It doesn't feel fantastic. Again, I mean, the IS-2, it feels like you're controlling a sickly creature, but it doesn't really feel too bad. And a lot of people probably have a problem with me not liking the IS-2. Is it time for me to die? I thought I just heard a bomb. But in truth, I don't hate the IS-2 so much. I just don't really like the gun because of its heinous reload speed. It's just too much for me. So, of course, and unfortunately, because of that event... Oh, we have a Panther up here, it looks like. Oh, an IS-2! I got the IS-2! No kidding. Oh, man, this guy should not be firing on me. Where is he? Where is he? Didn't get him. That was as close of a shot as I'm going to get in a crack like that. That sounded weird. I don't know how, but I'm deflecting these shots. Oh, baby! Let's do this! I'm pushing up on him, IS-2 style. This is something else. How I deflected those shots. Beyond me. I guess they shot in the worst part of the hull. But now I have a cannonless Panther to fight. And now he's dead. You know what? Maybe I'm going to take back some of the mean things I said about this tank. I mean, what is it? 6 kills, 2 base caps, 2 assists? That's not bad. That's not bad at all, especially when, you know, I'm not just putting this gameplay up to be like, oh, let's show the vehicle, like, I'm going to show off with it. I'm putting this gameplay up the way it is because I want you guys to know if this is a good vehicle, if this is a bad vehicle, if it's worth grinding for, if it's worth purchasing perhaps, because ultimately this is your hard-earned money. So 2 final things here before we get into the last match. And yes, this is arcade because people do play arcade, especially in mid-tiers. Now, if you look at the hull armor, it's 100 millimeters up front. This is 120. So actually, I may have been wrong. This may actually have inferior hull armor compared to the IS-1 and IS-2. That might not be inaccurate, the fact that it says 100 versus 120. Anyways, let's get into it. So thankfully, in ground RB, some of the issues with this vehicle are fixed. It's got a better turret traverse. It's got a much better, or not much better, but it's got a better top speed, much better power to weight ratio. And you can see exactly where the shell is going to go. Not that that's been an issue for me, thankfully, but that is also something that you have in ground AB. I'm going to come up here, flank these guys, and hopefully be able to get a few kills. Because, again, I mean, that rapid-fire capability on this is so nice. I mean, no matter how much I might trash-talk this vehicle, you know, hope you guys don't think I absolutely hate this vehicle, because I do not hate the Object 248. I'm not a huge fan of it, at least at its current BR, but I could see it, you know, the more I play it, I could see it more so being at 6.3 BR. But I don't really think it's again, fantastic. At that BR. It's a 6.0, 6.3-ish. It really can't be much higher than that. We got a T-25 here, obviously. Okay, got the cannon breach. Is this guy even moving? He might be DC'd. I can probably shoot right through the hull of that. I can. Perfect. 2 kills. I think that guy might have been DC'd. That's bad. Oh, that's also bad. It's only a Panzer IV, but I've got 2 crew members rather than the standard. So I'm going to probably die here. No. Whoa, I can shoot right through the frontal hull of this thing? Yes, please. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm still not dead? That Panzer IV can shoot 2 shots off in the space that it'll take me to shoot 1. So maybe. Oh, was not expecting that. Oh wow, I'm still attached to this thing. Okay. Again, we're here to be silly. That's ground AB for you. I'm not here to try to, you know, impress people. Oh wow. Ah, shoot. Okay. So, long story short, on that last match, how I said I was going to respawn, I got one shot by a Jumbo 76, so that is going to happen quite often, unfortunately, because, again, the hull armor is not all that great. So, do I like this vehicle? Yes, I do. I think that it's a strong 6.0, or maybe an okay-ish 6.3, regardless of if you play AB, RB, whatever the case may be. I like it. I'm not in love with it, and I'd rather have a Tiger 2P, but again, it is what it is. So is it a worthy top-level Battle Pass vehicle? I'd say yes, it's one of the weaker ones, but I'd say for the most part it's worthy, even if it is a bit boring. So I wouldn't buy this if it's above, I don't know, $40 USD, maybe $45 if you're a collector, but you know, it's a good enough vehicle where I could see this being a mainstay of a 6.0, 6.3 BR lineup for the Soviets. But that's about it. You know, it's not something to write home about. It's not something like the Centurion Mark V-1 that I feel is a better vehicle than this relative to BR. It's just a good vehicle, and that's it. You know, but either way, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please, of course, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the dealio, and I will see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.